us once again. Like I said, today we are at Alliance Francaise de Gambia to attend a program that is organized by WAVE. When I said WAVE, here means Women's Association for Women, Victims, and Empowerment. So, on that note, I have a woman here whom I would want to tell us who she is. You're welcome.
Um, Good afternoon. My name is Zainab Lowe. I am a co-founder of the organization, but I also work as the external and outreach relations coordinator. Um, yeah, so I believe that's me.
That's Low. All right, thank you so much for that, Low. Low, could you please tell us, WAVE, when you said WAVE, how does WAVE comes about really?
I think the name depicts itself. It's a women-led organization that is centered around working in supporting women, especially women of the Jammeh regime, because that's how we started with
We are
WAVE,
victims.
who were victims of the Jammeh regime, and just how to support them, how to build a platform for them to have their voice heard, because we understand, the dynamics around the culture in the Gambia. Women don't usually come out. We are not really forthcoming about our issues. So that was the basis of creating WAVE, just to build that safe space, that um, place where women could come, speak about their issues, and not feel judged or, stigmatized, and support them in their journey through healing within their communities and individually. So that was how WAVE came into existence. Yeah.
Now, since that is how WAVE came into existence, could you tell us who are the co-founders of WAVE?
7 women came together because we were all part of the setup of the transitional justice process when the whole nitty-gritty of the TRC came about. We were there with the victims, the consultations, the design, the mobilization, the awareness raising. So 7 women, myself, Christina Cisse, we have Yamame Cisse, who's also a victim of enforced surveillance. Her son was killed. Um, you have Aisha Jame, who's also a secondary victim of enforced disappearances. Marion, a human rights lawyer. Ule Sise, who's also a sister to someone, to Ibu. Ajimamu Sise, who's also enforced affairs. Yeah, so 7 women came together to create that platform for women to have their voices heard and just to be empowered. Yeah.
Good. So, could you please tell us again what are some of the challenges and the difficulties that you faced?
I'll say it's been a bumpy ride since we started in 2019. We started with zero funds. We had no monies. We had limited resources when we started, but we mobilized within ourselves, and with the focus and passion and determination to support women. We started with what we have. We initiated by our own resources to ensure that we have something to help women, but it's been challenging because especially when it comes to funding and the expectations of people, and how do we reach that the goal of every person that we come across. It's not been easy, but we've worked resiliently. We've worked hand in hand. We've networked with people. We've networked with groups internationally, locally, to ensure that we're able to do the little that we can. I believe you also had a demonstration of some women who were here demonstrating the skills that they were able to learn. So we mobilize within the victims. We find out what their needs are, and then we see how we can incorporate it in the work that we're doing. So it becomes an impactful way of supporting the victims. But it's not been easy. To be honest, it's not been easy. Understanding that we're working majorly around the TJ era, working around victims' issues, expectations, reparations, justice and accountability, reconciliation, healing. Um, it's been a bumpy ride, knowing that the government also has their challenges, and we have to be that bridge between the victims, mapping out their issues, documenting their concerns, and being that voice for them to the state has been it's been like I said, it's been a bumpy ride, but we keep moving. We keep the resilience, and also trying to ensure that some of the expectations are met by the state. And in the event where the state is incapable to do that, we also, find the little resources we can just to support them through their journey and see and ensure that they get to a place. It might not be a place of healing, but it's part of the journey towards healing.
Okay. Are there any partners that you work in Globe with, to try to empower these women that are victims of the Jambi region?
Yes, like we said, this project is funded by the Alliance Francis
Alliance
Gambia
Francis. Okay.
and also Africa Transitional Justice Legacy Fund (ATJLF).
Okay.
We had a project with them which we're also supporting women with empowerment and ensure there is gender equality and equity and there's inclusion. As you see, we also include the persons with disabilities to ensure that they're also a vulnerable group and marginalized group. So they're also part of the process. They're also represented and included in everything that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I must confess that I'm really, really impressive because, like, I've seen those visually impaired as well.
Mhm.
So it's like it is inclusive. Everybody is like part of it. No one is left behind.
Yeah.
So, what advice do you have those watching over there?
Um, I don't know. I'm just calling for support because we're working with a vast number of victims, especially women, and resources are limited to them. Resources are limited to us. So we just want to call out whoever is listening to this to support the women. It's not easy for them. It's not easy for us as well that are trying to mobilize here and there just to ensure that they keep going. Whilst we're waiting for implementation of the TRS's recommendations, whilst we're waiting for something tangible to come out of the whole process. So we are trying to work with them, and we'd really appreciate if anyone wants to, join the cause, make an impactful change in the Gambia, support the healing of the victims towards a greater good.
li ma gën a jaaxle sax mooy like yéen naka ngeen def sax ba ngeen jigéen ñu nga xamante ne ñu ngi stay jógee ba boori Brikama ba Sierra dégg naa keneen ki mu ne mu ngi jógee boori Kawur something
Mhm.
like Ngéeñ and some parts in the Gambia naka ngeen def ban steps ngeen jël pour ngeen try by all means to bring all these women together ngeen am liggéey ak gaay te dimbay leen gis naa ñi nga xamante ne ñeneen ñu ngi defar ay daala ñeneen
Mhm.
di use beats di ko def si daala bi ñeneen di am defal cuub fële taayandaay am na ñeneen ñoo xam ne tamit ñu ngi defal darab di ko
You
di ko
can call
cruiser
it.
stuff like that nag ngeen def pour ngeen jàngal ñooñu noonu ba tey jii ñu ngi si loolu tamit fa xam te ne ñuy jàppa dimbale seen bopp ak seen family.
am na lu ñuy wax trust. Am nañ trust boobu suñu diggante ak victims yi because laa yàgg nañoo liggéey ak ñoom xam nañ ñu ñun xam nañ leen understand nañ ne lañ day dem seen community si dañ xam lan mooy seen problème si so li ñoo wax rek dimbale ma am jën bor bu set nga jàppale ma xam ne ma nappee moo gën a yomba
Waaw.
so ñu réalise nañu support leen si ñoom li ñoo def ak liñ bëgg a def su ko defee nga xam ne lañ si ñoo defal seen boppa moo gën a yomba ñu dem di leen jox xaalis o di leen yóbbu ndimbal seen place yi all the time loolu moo waral ñu ne xaaral ñu empower leen si ñoom liñ bëgg a def comme ni nga ko gisee ñeneen ñu ngi jógee Kër Mor Aari Sierra ñoom ñoo doon def cuub bi fii nii am na ku ñëw moom mu ngi def biidin bi moom moo leen ko jàngaloon si benn projet bi ñu doon ron demoon nañ foofu noonu ñu jàngale ni ñoo defee loolu ñeneen ñi nga xam ne ñoo nekk ay janjambure ñooñu tamit dañ indi seen li ñoo jaay liñ dee defar li ñoo béy li ñoo liggéey ñu indi ko ñu jaay ko parce que loolu mooy seen doole ñoom tamit
parce que
foofu la
gis
gaay
naa
di mun
gis
a
naa ay
amee
baaramaano yi fële
foofu waaw
ay gerte yi
loolu yëpp ñoom ñoo ko béyal
waaja
seen
njambure
boppa
lañ ok
loolu yëpp ñoom ñoo ko béyal seen boppa nag ñu tam suñu demee dañoo jàppale wante te soo leen jàppalee ñoom dañ mën a jàppale seen njaboot bi nga gis ne taxawaal bi du bari stress bi du bari dañ leen support daal it's all about supporting them through the journey parce que ëppa doole bi ñu fi nekk ñëpp dañ nekkoon victimes yoo xam ne jaaroon nañ si ay tolof si time yi jàmme léegi su fekkoon sax ne du ñoom seen boppa waaye seen jëkkër yi jaar nañ ci te soo jàppee jëkkër bi jabar bi moo war a amee family bi at that point maybe dina am ay texa yu bari yu ñu doon jànkuwante ci période boobu noonu so loolu majorly moo tax ñu ngi try as much as possible pour ñu try ba gis jigéen ñi ci process bi.
ok mbokk yi rek ni ma ko waxoon rek kooku moo nekk madame Lowe moom tamit is also part of the founders of WAVE moo nekk Women's Association for Women and Victims Empowerment moom leen doon waxtaanal fii kon den am nga dara li nga bëgg a wax tamit BOC.
Just support rek
Ok.
public support ama di emphasize always on public support parce que li victimes yi go through ñoom kenn ñoo ko xam waaye ñoom tamit dañ dëkk si ay société yoo xam ne dañ need pour understand leen dañ need pour understand leen li gaay jaar dafa métti pour ñu mun a am that social cohesion pour ñu mun a am that national healing and reconciliation foog ñu xamante ñu dégluwante ñu comme ñu dugal ñun ñëpp ñu xamante daal ñu dégluwante victimes yi tamit ñu mun a am that dignity parce que am na loo xam ne lu ñoo wax ne comme sa yelleef suñ ko jëlee am na ñoo xam ne dañoo dund ak stigma boobu noonu wala rus boobu noonu wala psychological impact boobu noonu ba nga xam ne duñ ñëw mun a dugal ci société bi so empowering them si process bi dina tax bi nga xam ne dinañ ñemewaat dinañ gis seen bopp dinañ mën a redignify seen bopp just to call out to the society call out to the people pour ñu understand waaw pour ñu understand ne am na ñoo xam ne ñu ngay dem ñu ngay ñëw waaye they have psychological issues yoo xam ne mënuñ koo wax out in public just to be understanding pour ñu mun a am yërmande boobu noonu ñun ñëpp ñu mun a dëkkaat in a good society. I think that's all I wanted to say.
Jërëjëf si loolu noonu bu baax. Asalaamaaleykum yow ita saafono mo le tara jumaate.
E fon tala mo Fatmane bari moja makankeli falla famane be official to WAVE ka do kol ke dula jamalu to yo o ninker mod alin kolu ngalon ko lefta nyine ngalo la ni la nyolo sunta
ali nyolo nyaade exactly ali nyolo nyaade le fale karani chubu dala ni kendo ko dawala
o sunta nanyi boss la be mo preslat atele la ko kala muta bela ila ko kala muta aji la ko be critical condition momento parce que birin ka kel mod alin kolu wotuma ila sate fanko ne buka fintiji
to nyalo
e buka fintije parce que munan ne buka fintije imang access soto pour ka finti ne aje imang access soto pour ka finti parce que o wato ya jamala man sakunda wato ye mutale ye note ye kujawlu kela e bukata hani firo mi ka balwala e buka finti sate bandal ni finta bandal nen doliyeji e si bulisilolu ka bar ala yake bring prisla ni la ko kala muta ay na office sikan kataji bi ay do ku keje mbe cubo la karo bar mbe do man dim bara salla doro pour ka fale ay do ko keje tan office do ko mi yalon ko ado ko nyawo moman fen soto kam min fa ka fa ko enem bar parce que mol min yalon ko bu ka hani pour ka finti jama kon aya ko cele aya cele fobi e ka finti satel min yalon ko ni tata firu la je ke bay bi ni wala kol bebe nyokon birin 2009 nyulla musol bukata lopitani to e buka nos kayti soto e ka kono maten ne ka wulu atal e fangole atal na taw ko be cele fobi medical and health yo ko kala muta e kata nos e la dinol ka kulu kaytolu soto e tel fangol ka ID card soto parce que Gambia non la muti ye bondi Gambia e borte tata Senegal fitinole bondiji bay tol min be sirin Senegal lo nyame tol man ci Senegal te Gambia dingol la muti wulta ken bor al Gambia san kabru wokata ni musuno ni na do ko nyimma koto ay ko nyim be kele hani soma aba ko kele kan min satin nano bari be min kelo wala mo nyinto ko kayro nin kayra bengo nin kayra sabatin do pour min satin nano ye muru ila wulu banko kan mo dulasa die nyawnya ame yasi lamo bi ni ko te ko efo sera kunna ni albada la diate sera kunna parce que wuluta jelata ifana mbe wala ko to andum bo wala fere ka mantara celela mantara fitina la bari hormone mbunya neajan ko victim association for women empowerment pour nyin kamala amante ko musol da malaka do ko bari ko min kana musol de ko nyun be nyamen na ye sikala ye fay mbali to kon anata ay bonde ndo wala kono fonga muso bonde je ka fa miskebe nata ta jeto ngay samba ay nindi chubola yow chubo ya wala demonstrate danten pour molu saje yeminke yo bari biringo chubo nyim fanan kati na fa basoto ji bari bi e ka chubo dol fonka fa nyimo koronto to chubo to bar chubo siata men yalan ko koy keke ha sai ntela kumo ngamara be danna jel to ni aisatu fanan nata asi kono la kwaro fo ay karande min
abaraka ba
okay abaraka jaba
Okay, welcome back again, Madam Ba Between. Could you please tell us the connection that you have with WAVE, which is Women's Association for Women and Victims Empowerment?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. Well, I was on an event here at the same place, Alliance Franco. So, and I was invited here as well to, come and then showcase my business as a vendor. So during that time, I saw some women, and all enough to be my mom, doing beads. So that was something that amazed me.
Okay.
So the moment I saw them with the beads, it reminds me so much of my mom. So I just went to their table and approached them.
Okay.
And then I was like, wow, you guys make this? They told me, yeah. I asked them, are you guys married? They say, yeah, we married and we have children and all of that. So I was talking to them and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Seeing women like you guys doing this is something that is amazing. So I said, okay, there is something that I learned from here that I want to share with you guys so that you can add it to your knowledge.
Okay.
So during that conversation, I went and then bring trade and beads and trying to show them, some new things about this beading.
That
So
they don't
while
know.
doing that, on the whole, Priscilla and Auntie Fatu were looking at me.
Okay.
So it was that moment after I helped them, I went back to my table. They also came there and then were very happy with what I did because we are all here. Yeah, we are all here to sell, So seeing me get up and then help them was something that they were very happy about. So they told me that they would like me to go to their village and train
That
women.
is Kermur Ali.
Kermor Ali.
Okay.
So it was that little kindness that led to another thing.
Okay.
Yeah, which I was not even expecting that would turn out, to something big. So I went there and then, to train the ladies, the women.
So could you please tell us for how long does the training ended?
Okay, I was there for like, is it 2 weeks, 1 week?
To train those women?
Yeah, to
And
train
how
those
many were
women.
they?
There were a lot. We even have grannies.
Really?
Yeah, I even have grandmas. Some were old enough to be my grandma.
Grandma, okay.
Yeah, so I was very happy and also surprised, seeing all women willing to learn. The first day I went, the first thing we did was making these hand fans.
Oh.
And the moment I
These
called
local hand
out,
fans?
wow, this
Okay,
local hand
local hand
fans
fans, okay.
using the wax.
Oh.
So the day I went, I see everyone was just present. So I was really surprised, seeing people all enough to be my mom, all enough to be my granny, being at that place.
Exactly.
So it was such an exciting thing for me. So working with them was really not difficult.
I know.
Because they were so open, they
Because
were willing to
learn.
learn.
Exactly. Yeah,
It's
something
not,
new.
yeah, it's not something that they were forced. They all want to learn. They all want to have a skill. So that was something that that I didn't have any problem with them.